How's it going, everyone? ND Sean 45 coming at you. It's been a long week for us Irish fans, and that's putting it lightly. Myself personally, and how I'm feeling about everything right now, I can't lie, it sucks, and it's unbelievable how this season turned into what it did, and so quickly. On top of that, it's very disappointing, and I'm not trying to sound harsh here. I'm just being truthful. Um, but regardless, I'm back. I've never quit on this team, and I'm not about to start now. And I know some of you probably got that vibe from watching my Northwestern post-game video. Well, look, just to set the record straight on that, I have nothing personal against any player or coach on the Notre Dame football team. Not at all. It's never my intention to belittle guys, to kick them while they're down, or anything like that. I've told you guys from the very start, I am a fan first on these videos. And like every other fan of any other team, when we have a bad loss like that, I've got a mix of emotions running through my system. Disappointment, anger, frustration. I can only imagine what the players go through. But it's never my intention to insult them or, be harsh on them or insensitive. But I'm not going to sugarcoat things either. I call it exactly as I saw it unfold on the field. And that's what I did in the Northwestern recap. And I stand by everything I said in that video. We got embarrassed by a subpar team that we never should have lost to. And I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I'm not going to talk my way around it. We did. That was a team that we should have had no problems beating, but we lost. We played down to their level, in my opinion. We had a lot of mental errors on the field and on the sidelines, and that cost us the game. Look at what Iowa did to those guys. That's all that needs to be said right there. I'm not putting down Iowa or insulting any of my Iowa friends out there who happen to be watching this video, but they destroyed Northwestern, and we should have too with all the talent that we have. Granted, I know there's a lot of factors that played into that. Young defense, we lost the leader of our defense. We're just a really young team right now, but still, it's those are the teams you'd have to beat. But look, as I'm looking at the clock here, I've already gone about 2 minutes and 30 seconds rambling on about this. So let's get to this week's game. This week we got another tough opponent coming in, the Louisville Cardinals. One of the top defenses in the country, not a bad offense either. And just to let you guys know, the title to this video might be a little misleading because it says Notre Dame versus Louisville 2014 preview. Well, I'm telling you guys right now, I don't really know how much of a preview this is going to be. If this is more of a declarative statement type video, just kind of a rant, but without the rant. You know what I mean? If I don't know if that makes any sense. Basically, just me getting off what's on my mind. Because to tell you guys the truth, I mean, what I preview is usually, or my predictions are usually wrong anyway on how games go down. But there's no point. I could go over numbers, stats, names, point out the fact that Louisville is without their starting quarterback due to injury for the rest of the season. But at this point, does that really matter? I mean, it's simply put, we have to clean up the mental mistakes, coaching and on the field. I mean, that is what has cost us not only last weekend, but a few it's contributed in the other losses as well. And that is a trend that needs to change, not just for these last two games of the season, but moving forward with this program's future. Okay? Things have got to change. The decisions on the sidelines have to change. The coaching blunders, the player mental mistakes on the field. And it's got to start this weekend. Okay? Because right now it seems like the only thing Notre Dame is consistent at is being inconsistent. And look, I said this earlier at the start of the video. I get that there's a lot of factors that come into play here. Very young defense. Brian Kelly also made mention of Everett Golson being only a sophomore in terms of actually playing college football. That's true. That all those things are taken into account, definitely. But I just think, for example, like last week, for example, we lost that game for all the wrong reasons when we didn't have to. I already mentioned that I've noticed that we have a tendency to play down to our opponent's level. Well, this week we have to play up to our opponent's level because Louisville is a much better team than Northwestern. Um, so we have to play a clean game all the way around, and it starts with coaching. It starts with coaching, filters down to the players. Everybody has a role to play here. So I'm not going to give score predictions. All I can say is if we want to win this game, got to play sharp. Got to play mistake free. It's got to start sometime. Because that's what the season has been, is mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. And 7 of those games we've survived and held on for the win. But in those 3 losses, we've seen what mistakes can do. And it's got to change. We've got to clean it up. And it has to start somewhere. And if it starts with 2 games left in the 2014 regular season, then so be it. But it's got to get cleaned up at some point in time for this program to move forward. Because we've got all this talent that, it's not going to waste, but it is going to waste. Because this team, in my opinion, even as young as they are, they're not playing up to their potential. And this team can be a hell of a lot better than what they've shown 3 out of the last 4 games. Really. I'm not trying to sound too much like a homer here, but there's a lot of good players and talent on this team. So this is against the Louisville Cardinals on Saturday. This is our chance to make that happen. To, as much as it sucks, we've gone from playing from a playoff spot just to trying to make a postseason bowl game. And as we all know, from hearing it time and time again, those 15 extra practices or whatever it is that you get from the bowl game are very, very vital and important for leading into next season. So that should be our main focus right now. This has got to be the week. This is our chance to get things cleaned up and get this program moving forward in the right direction. So with that said, guys, this is ND Sean 45 signing off. Go Irish, beat Cardinal. I'm not giving up on you guys, and I'm not about to start now. So go out there on Saturday, get it done, and beat the Cardinals. Go Irish.